In Reading, PA, a man was handcuffed and arrested for repeating a section of a Bible passage after standing on a sidewalk on public property for less than 60 seconds. We're going to discuss what's going on with the First Amendment and how it's being eroded right before our eyes. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this really happened on Saturday morning when scores of people were gathered outside Reading City Hall on Washington Street to take part in the city's first ever Pride March and rally, which the mayor, Eddie Moran, sponsored. The mayor sponsored it. Damon Atkins appeared at a public sidewalk across the street from City Hall at 10 a.m. He was in handcuffs in less than a minute. A man by the name of Matthew Ware of Reading captured the entire thing on video and said that he had been preaching for about 10 to 12 minutes before Atkins' arrival and was told to cease his activity by the same cop who later arrested Atkins. Watch.
It was a wonderful providence of God. I was driving with my family down the road and we passed this. Met some faithful brothers over here that are standing. I came out and got to preach for about 12 minutes before a cop got in my face, laid hands on me, and threatened to arrest me if I didn't stop.
America.
Of course, I don't have my GoPro camera with me because I wasn't coming out, had no idea this was happening. I just happened to drive by it. But these cops over here, these guys are tyrants. That man threatened me, laid hands on me. But by the grace of God, I could preach for about 10 minutes or so, like I said, before he did that. So the gospel went out. The law went out. The gospel went out. God's going to do work with it. He's apparently a professing Christian, too. That's the horrible thing about this. Looks like some more men just showed up to support us. This cop's going to give him a hard time.
This is Atkins.
I don't. Guys, let them have their. This is public property. With respect. Oh, I'm respecting it. Let them have their event. You know who's cheering for us? The people that are in hell. So you do you, and I'm going to do me. This is public property.
Now watch.
You. God is not. That's it.
There you go.
Got this one, brother.
Getting this on film.
Can I give him my bag? All the stuff's in. Yo, I'm going to need you to go to 128 North.
Listen to him cheering.
And they're clapping. Brothers, man.
I cannot believe I'm watching this.
Look at this. Up against the wall. What did he do? He did nothing to be arrested. Now, folks, I'm not even going to get into bashing the Pride rally because as a constitutional conservative, I believe they have the right to apply for a permit and throw a march or a parade or a rally or whatever they want to do that's legal. My beef is the alarming rate in which our First Amendment rights of free speech, peaceable assembly, and freedom of religion are being eroded right before our eyes. Now, this man and the other people who were standing on public property, which as far as I understand, if they are citizens and taxpayers, they're allowed to be there because they pay for it. The First Amendment guarantees the right to free exercise of religion, which means the people may worship and preach, and the government cannot stop them from doing so. It also says the government cannot abridge their freedom of speech. It appears that this officer did both. He arrested a man for saying the word God on public property. Now, in the affidavit, the officer, Police Sergeant Bradley T. McClure, wrote that Atkins, quote, resumed yelling derogatory comments to the people at the event. Since when is the word God a derogatory comment in our civil society? The cop wrote in the affidavit that he wants Atkins arraigned for disorderly conduct. The First Amendment has been under attack since before the Biden administration. It was the Democrats under the Trump administration, and I include James Comey, who claims to be a Republican. Yeah, if he's a Republican, then I'm Mary, Queen of Scots. But once Biden got in, he took that raging lunatic Merrick Garland and put him in charge of the DOJ, along with that slimy and sneaky Christopher Wray as the head of the FBI. Your civil rights and constitutional rights have been stripped if you disagree with the Democrat. Now, the Biden administration right now is being sued by the Attorney General of Missouri for big tech government collusion, where the Biden government got into cahoots with big tech tyrants, Twitter being the most famous one, where thanks to Elon Musk, we now know how bad it really was. Quite frankly, Joe Biden should be impeached for that, and the Department of Justice and FBI heads should be impeached as well. Now, it's so bad that the Biden administration is actually arguing in court during this case that they believe that the damage caused by their censorship is outweighed by taking action to promote the public interest. That's how goofy the Democrats are these days. They believe that they have to trample on people's free speech rights in order to promote the public interest. In the court document, it says defendants claim that plaintiff's censorship injuries are far outweighed by the government's interest in speaking and taking action to promote the public interest. They're not even denying it. The Biden DOJ is admitting that they were involved in censorship. They think that they should be able to get away with it because in their minds, they were promoting the public interest, even though what these radical woke ideologues believe is the public interest doesn't match with the majority of Americans' belief of what the public interest represents. Now, back to the arrest in Reading, PA. I don't know how far a disorderly conduct charge will go when the man was not disorderly. He was exercising his First Amendment free speech rights, his First Amendment right to exercise his religion freely. He wasn't threatening anyone. He wasn't even being unruly. Contrast this to the Summer of Love riots when BLM was trying to knock down the fence at the White House to attack President Trump and his family. No arrests were made, at least from what I know. We have to make some noise about this. We can't let this go because this is happening not just in Reading, PA, but in towns all across America. The First Amendment, free speech, is the cornerstone of a democracy. And until about 5 minutes ago, both parties in America understood that and respected it. We're in the middle of a Marxist revolution, and the first thing that the Marxists do is silence the opposition. And that's what we're seeing happening today. It is an assault on all of our freedoms, and we have to make our voices heard. It cannot go on. All right, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button or the follow button. Give us a like. We'll see you in the next one.
Every day I'm looking for a way to